Well, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. I am Patrick with Ask for Local in South Cal and all that good stuff. And you
hmm
are?
Mary Lou Didato, but I do like to go by the name Ludi.
All right. I know her by Ludi. Mary Lou Didato is an interesting name. So tell me about the last name.
It is my married name and it is my son's last name. It's Italian and I'm not Italian.
Okay. Well, that's where I was kind of going with it. I was curious if you had Italian background or ancestry or anything like that with the cool.
On my son's father's side.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yes.
So that means your son does.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Does
he
he cook
does.
pasta?
He's not a big pasta fan, but he does love to cook.
Okay.
hmm
Well, so the reason we're here today is to talk about what you do. Now, of course, we're Ask for Local. We have other businesses on here.
hmm
A lot of times, I actually don't understand exactly what a person does until we sit down and talk about it.
Okay.
So, give me an idea of what service you provide and what it is that you do.
I enroll people in Medicare plans. With Medicare, people get really confused because there's Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D, supplements, Advantage plans. So it can be super confusing. I do everything over the phone, and when people call me, I spend probably about 20 minutes, a half hour explaining how it all works, what you need to do, if you have a retirement benefit from your job, or if you don't, and help guide them through what would be the best plan for their needs.
Well, because I know most people, like a person like me, I either qualify or I don't, and I go to the doctor and they either pay for it or they don't.
hmm
So give me an idea of an example of something, that you help someone with as far as, what obstacles are people running into to where you're able to assist them to get them into the right plan A, plan B, what.
With Medicare, everybody's going to have Part A and Part B. Part A is hospital and Part B is medical. And Part A, if you've worked enough quarters, which is about 10 years total, and paid into the system, then you get Part A with no premium. Everybody pays a Part B premium unless you have Medicaid from the state as well. They usually will pick up your Part B premium.
All right.
And Medicare only covers 80%. So that leaves 20% for you to pay of all the bills.
Wow. Okay.
No drug coverage either, just hospital and medical. So that's where I come into the picture. There's two different ways that you can cover the 20%. You can do what's called an Advantage plan. It's also called a Part C.
I've heard about that before.
The Advantage plans are usually low premium, most of the time zero monthly premium.
Mm,
They have some extra benefits, sometimes some dental or vision or hearing, and those are the ones you hear about on TV.
right.
With those, if you do enroll in one of those, you are going to have to go to doctors and hospitals that accept the plan. They decide what Advantage plan they want to accept. So you will pay copays.
Is it possible to go to a doctor and they approve you and they would see you for certain things and then all of a sudden you need something else and they won't because they don't accept parts? It sounds that's a complicated question, but how can I explain that? Because it's complicated as to what is covered and what's not. So, do you see that happening? Like where people, they've got a doctor, they've got a primary care person that they see and it's covered, but then all of a sudden, they break the leg or no specifics, but just something that happens. It's like, okay, we don't accept your insurance for this specific thing.
No, the
Okay.
way it works is if you get an Advantage plan, which is also called a Part C, you agree to the plan. So now your A, your Part B, and your prescription drugs are all in one plan together. If you have five doctors, I look up the doctors and I see which Advantage plan they're all accepting.
Right.
If one of them's not accepting the plan, then either you get a different doctor or you pay full price at that doctor.
Okay.
But within the plan, you're going to have set copays for emergency room, hospital stays, specialists, outpatient surgery, and there are multiple Advantage plans in each zip code and with different carriers. So the different insurance companies.
All right.
So when you talk to me, you tell me your doctors, your medications, and what's the most important to you with if you get an Advantage plan. Is it maybe dental, or is it low copays, or and pretty much with the Advantage plans, you have to make a choice sometimes of which benefit is more important to you than another
So
benefit.
it's what it sounds like. There's a lot of information and a lot of things that people don't know, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
you can help them with.
Right.
So this is for, and also so people understand, certain age group, right? So this isn't for your, like myself, which I'm getting older, but I wouldn't qualify for these plans as of now. I would have to be like 65, or how does that work?
You are over 65, or they make some exceptions and give Medicare A and B to people who have had disability for about 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
certain disabilities. And so those are the only people that get Medicare under 65.
Okay. So how'd you get into this? Like, did you go apply on this? I want to help people with their insurance, or how did this happen? How did you?
When everybody was getting the unemployment checks with COVID, I had started with a company called T-Tech, and I was working for Bank of America, and I was working from home, and people would call in and want to know about their bank information with the checks when they were coming, this and that and the other thing.
Right.
And that company offered me schooling and licensing, and I said yes, and I got my
Okay.
license
Say
through
yes
them.
to
And
any opportunity for education. That's
yeah,
always right. Yeah.
exactly. And then I left them and went to a different company, and now I work for this company. I've been here about 4 years.
Okay. Is this something that you ever foresaw in your
No.
when you're okay? So it just kind of fell into your lap, and
Hmm.
you obviously have a passion for it.
Hmm.
And I was fixing to ask that. So, do you get to see see the reward when you've helped someone?
I literally will have people cry of happy tears before I'm done on the phone with them because they lose sleep over this.
Uh huh.
They
I mean, your health is your peace of
they're
mind.
stressed, they're upset, they don't understand what's happening. I do want to mention the other choice besides an Advantage plan. There's also supplement plans,
Okay.
which are also called Medigaps. And the way those work instead of an Advantage plan is you pay a monthly premium for said Advantage or said supplement Medigap plan, maybe a couple $100, whatever the fee is.
Mm.
With those plans, you go to whatever doctor you want that accepts Medicare, and whatever hospital you want that accepts Medicare. They have to take your supplement plan. It's the rules
Oh, okay.
anywhere in the United States.
That's good to know.
They don't come with the fluff,
Right.
but you only have, with one particular plan, you only have a deductible and your premium. After that, you won't have any medical bills. And if you go to the hospital, you don't have any medical bills. So basically, what I tell people is both plans are perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to know if you're not okay with going to the doctors that accept the plan, or your plan might cancel next year, or the benefits could change, or your doctor can change his mind, or the hospital can change their mind. If you're
Right.
okay with all that, the Advantage plan will work perfectly fine for you. If you have two homes, one in one state and one in another state, if you're going to be RVing, um, and or if you're like, I want to go to the facilities I want to if I get sick, and I want to go to the doctors I want to go to, and if you can afford it, then a supplement would be the way to
It
go.
almost seems like for a healthy person, a person who, you want to be able to go when you get a cold, or
Mm-hmm.
you sense something is going wrong with your body. You want to be able to go get that checked out, diagnosed. But if you're not having to depend on doctors constantly, that does seem like a really good idea. That's awesome. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
So do you get calls from only local, or do you get calls from people in California and all around the nation? Or
I am licensed in, I think, 30 states right now.
okay.
So I have multiple states that I am licensed
And
in.
so you're able to answer these questions for everybody because it's the
Mm-hmm.
same, pretty much the process. And
It is. I mean, some of the rules vary in some of the states with the supplements, but
mhm,
outside of that, an Advantage plan or Part C is an Advantage plan or Part C. The structure of it is
yeah,
the same. So let's say that, let's just make up an insurance name, Patrick Insurance
Patrick's
Company.
Doctor Plus.
Yeah, Patrick's Insurance Company might have 5 different Advantage plans with all different benefits. And that's
Okay.
the way it is with each of the
And
insurance
you have to figure out
companies.
which one suits you. If you're a
Right.
prescription based, or if you're just, I need to see the doctor occasionally. I have some prescriptions
Exactly.
I have to take,
Hmm.
so I have to carry some type of insurance. Or sometimes it would be cheaper for me just to not even have insurance and not get hurt. That's not safe. Don't do that. But with me having certain, I've got asthma, and I found that I can't just rub some dirt on it. it does affect me when I don't take my
Mm-hmm.
medicine and I have to breathe because it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of necessary.
Right.
So it's good to be able to get that medication and not be in fear of not being able to afford it or get it. I do remember taking myself to the emergency room as a young person without
Mm-hmm.
insurance because you don't have a medicine, you can't breathe. What are you going to do? So you go there and then you get a what do they give you, a 30-day or even a
Mm-hmm.
15-day? It's like not even a full month
Exactly.
sample, and then you kind of live off of that. So I understand
Mm-hmm.
deeply the stress of not knowing how you're going to take care of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and then dealing with others too. Like my mom went through a lot of these things, and I remember talking on the phone with people, but I didn't get the kind of help that you're offering.
Mm-hmm.
I had to almost know all of the answers myself, and it was really scary.
Yeah.
Someone's life's dependent on my
Yep.
knowledge, and that's not okay.
Exactly.
So when you're not doing this, when you're not helping people and saving lives, what do you do? Well, you like to
I
play
love,
basketball, or what do you
no,
do?
yeah, I do play basketball. I have a good shot average. I don't know
Awesome.
anything about basketball. um, I like to do photography. I do flowers mostly.
Okay.
And I like to read and I like to go hiking. And let's see what else I do. That's probably about it. All my
Okay.
hobbies.
Now hiking. I've just recently gotten into that, and I had figured a lot of times you take for granted things that are local because it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I decided, let's go check out Mammoth Cave. Let's just go
Mm-hmm.
drive around. They've got some awesome
Yeah,
trails out there.
been out there a
And
lot.
one of my birthday wishes, it was no, it's Father's Day. I actually asked my kids. I said, "Hey, I want you all to come hike with me." It was like a
Mm-hmm.
1 mile deal. It was a little bit rough, but we made it.
Mm-hmm.
But all the kids were able. Their schedules worked out. Everyone was there, and it was a beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful time. So are you? Where are you from?
Originally, I was born in Connecticut, but I left when I was 20
Okay.
ish. And I lived in Southwest Florida for 30 years until I moved up here because I have a granddaughter up here.
Okay. So you've been around. What what best do you like about Kentucky versus the other places you've been? We don't want to say what don't you like, right? What do we like about home here?
Well, Bowling Green so far, what I've liked, I've been here maybe, I'm on my 6th year, I think. Um, Coming from Florida, it was really important to me to not be living near a mountain because I'm very uncomfortable driving on a daily basis
Okay.
around curves, and because Florida is very flat.
Yeah.
And I like Bowling Green being flat and familiar with flat roads, and I'm
Mm.
not going around
So you're not a
hills.
fan of
And
like Gatlinburg?
I love it. I think it's beautiful, but
Yeah.
I don't want to live like that. And
I'm
with
exactly the same. I don't know how
rain,
these
or
people with
it's
snow and
scary.
some of these
Hmm.
roads. I'm like, if it were the slightest bit of water on the road,
Hmm.
then there I'm going to be the guy that
Hmm.
drives off the mountain. So
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable with it. I like to visit, but I wouldn't want to live with it. So, and I like that it's pretty quiet here in this town. I mean, I'm a little bit older, and I just don't want, I don't have to have all this
that
activity. And I
fast
did
paced
think of
life.
another thing that I do every week. I work out at Rockbox twice a week.
Okay, well, good deal.
Shout out to Rockbox.
There we go.
Hey guys,
And that
love
is awesome.
you.
Taking you took the time here, taking care of yourself
Hmm.
and keeping yourself healthy, helping others stay healthy.
Hmm.
What else? Is there you go give community action things, or did you go volunteer your time
I
anywhere?
don't have a lot of time for that, with the working out and working. I mean, I do work a lot,
Yeah,
so I don't have a lot of time for that. But I'm hoping in about 2 years I might be able to cut back my hours. And if I could volunteer, if I had the time, I would probably help with animals
awesome.
because I
Okay,
love the animals.
I just had taken our dog to the Humane Society to get her to where she doesn't have babies,
Mm-hmm.
and she's still mad at us a little bit, but she's
Of
going to be
course,
much happier.
of course.
But I saw it was almost chaotic because they have a limited staff,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of those places work on donations and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So you all make sure and go donate to your local humane societies.
Definitely.
They are
Mm-hmm.
out there working for you. I did get to see that firsthand, so that was
Mm-hmm.
really awesome.
Yeah.
So, what can people do to help support you? What if this was aired on every television screen across the whole nation right now? What can they do to help you succeed?
Well, if you are on Medicare and you need help, you can call me at 888-210-8867. That is my direct number. It goes straight to me. You'll get me or my voicemail. If you are not on Medicare, you can give out my number to your friends or family members. And also, I have a website. It's Agent, Agent, Medilou, Medilou.com, agentmedilou.com. And you put in the zip code, and that will show the plans that I have. It doesn't show supplement plans. So if you're interested in one of those, you'd have to call me and go over the
Go
supplement
over.
plans. It
Right,
only
because I would
shows
say
the
a lot of
Advantage
these things
plans.
are something they want to talk to you about. You want to listen to what their
Right.
story is,
Mm-hmm.
kind of figure out which direction you want to offer them
Exactly.
to go in. You're not going to push them in a direction, but
No, I'm not.
you never want to tell someone what they need, you know.
Right. So when somebody first calls me, the way it starts out is I will ask questions. I'll ask your doctor's names that are important to you and your medications. And if you want low copays for specialists, if you want high benefits for over the counter, whatever your
Right.
needs
All things
are.
that I've heard people complain and
Yes.
talk about and be
Mm-hmm.
happy about
Yep.
when they find the right person to get them on the right plan.
Right. So as I ask questions, it'll start to narrow down the field of what plans will work for you.
Awesome.
Are you okay with an HMO, which is in network doctors only? And if you go to in network and you're like, oh, I only want to go to the doctors my doctor tells me, great, an HMO might work for you. No, I want to be able to go out of network. Then I'm going to narrow it down to the PPOs. And we're going to keep narrowing it down until we get to just maybe 3 plans that might work for you, lowest cost with your medications, the co-pays, and whatever other benefits you're interested in.
Well, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, in closing, I will add that you can also find our business along with multiple other businesses on askforlocal.org. We're all on there. One more time, what is that phone number?
It is 888-210-8867. And when you call, I'm going to answer Mary Lou Didato
There
because
you
those
go.
are the rules. But you
She
can
can't
call
use
me
her name.
Ludi any time of the
All
day.
right. Well, like I said, Ludi's how I know you. Thank
Exactly.
you so much for giving me your
Thank
time
you.
today and helping everybody, and we really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.